Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to jump right into one of the most powerful tools you have in English, verb tenses. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Grammar, a bunch of rules, totally complicated, right? Well, what if I told you it's actually the key to telling your own story? Stick with me, and I promise you'll see just how simple it can be. I mean, think about it. Every conversation we have is about something that happened yesterday, something that's happening right now, or something we hope is going to happen tomorrow. Verb tenses, they're just the tools we use to make sure people know exactly when you're talking about. So, you ready to do a little time traveling? Let's go. Okay, so let's imagine that English tenses are your own personal time machine. Yeah, seriously. With just a tiny, tiny change to a single word, you can take the person you're talking to back to the past, keep them right here in the present, or shoot them into the future. It's kind of like your secret weapon for clear communication. And that's really all it boils down to. We are not going to learn 100 confusing rules today. Nope. We're just going to focus on the three big ideas: now, yesterday, and tomorrow. Once you get the hang of this, you can start having real conversations, like right away. First stop on our journey is right now, the present. This is where we all live, and it's probably the tense we use the most. And to get started, we're going to look at the most important, most common verb in the entire English language, the verb to be. Just look at how logical this is. For a positive sentence, it's just subject plus the verb. I am happy. Simple. Now to make it negative, you just slide in the word not. So he is busy becomes he is not busy. Easy. And for a question, you just flip the first two words. Are you a teacher? It's a really simple pattern that you can use for so much. We also use the present tense for all our habits and routines. You know, the things we do over and over again, like I drink coffee every morning, or we listen to music. These are the simple actions that describe our regular lives. They tell people a little bit about who we are. Okay, now listen up, because this is the most important rule for the present tense, and it's just one tiny detail. For he, she, or it, we add an S to the verb. That's it. So I play, but she plays. You go, but he goes. Seriously, if you can remember this one little letter, you've pretty much mastered the trickiest part of the present tense. All right, let's fire up that time machine and jump back to yesterday. Talking about the past is how we share all our stories and experiences. And the good news is the pattern is just as simple as the one we just learned. Remember our favorite verb, to be? Well, in the past, it just becomes was or were. And check it out, the same simple logic applies. To make it negative, just add not. She was not busy. To ask a question, just flip the order. Was he at school? See, you already know this pattern. Now, for most other action verbs, the past tense is so easy. You just add the letters ed to the end. That is it. Walk becomes walked, play becomes played. This little ed is your signal to everyone that you're talking about yesterday. So just think about what you did yesterday. You can probably tell me using this super simple rule. Maybe you can say, I played the guitar, or we watched a movie. That ed ending is like a little flag that tells your listener, hey, this already happened. Okay, time machine, full speed ahead to our last stop, tomorrow. This is how we talk about our plans, our hopes, our dreams. And I've got some great news for you. This might just be the simplest tense of them all. When we talk about the future, our verb to be becomes will be. And here's the best part. It's will be for everybody. I, you, he, she, they, it doesn't matter one bit. It never changes. I will be there. We will not be late. It's perfectly consistent, which makes it super easy to remember. And maybe the best news of all? For any other action verb, the formula is always the same. Subject plus will plus the verb. There are no special endings to add, no extra rules to remember. You just pop the word will right before the action. So, what about your plans for tomorrow? I will go on vacation. He will have dinner. You notice how the verb itself, go, have, doesn't change at all. You just put that magic word will right in front of it. It really could not be any easier. So we've traveled to the past, the present, and the future. We've seen the simple patterns for each one. Now let's put it all together and see our whole time machine in one place. This is where it's all going to click. And here it is. Everything we just learned, all in one spot. Just look at the journey of one verb, like play. In the past, I played. Today, I play. Tomorrow, I will play. It's that simple. With just these few small changes, you have the power to talk about your entire life. This is your essential toolkit for English conversation. And you know what? That is not an exaggeration. With these simple tools, you can share a memory from your past, you can describe what you're doing right now, and you can talk about all your dreams for the future. You truly have the key to connect with people and to share your story. So, I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Using the future tense we just learned, I want you to answer this question. What will you do tomorrow to practice your English? The absolute best way to learn is to start speaking, so go ahead and give it a try. Thanks for joining me today.